Hi everybody, it's Chef Jenny. Welcome to my home kitchen. I'm here today to show you my recipe for maple ginger glazed roasted salmon. And the first thing we're going to do is show you how to mix up the marinade, and then we're going to bake it. So this is a recipe that's very quick and easy, and it uses pantry staples that you probably already have at home. So the salmon that we're using is a boneless, skinless, wild Pacific salmon fillet. You can buy these frozen at your grocery store, and you just want to thaw them out at room temperature for about an hour or so, or you can thaw them out overnight as well. So what I like about these is that they're usually a uniform size and they're fairly thin, which means that they're about 3 to 4 ounces per salmon fillet, and they're going to cook through really quickly. So this is a recipe that you can do very quickly when you come home from work. So we've got those. I'm just going to set them aside, and we're going to make up our marinade. So for this marinade, it's sort of an Asian inspired. It's got some sweet, got some tangy ingredients in it as well. So the first thing I'm going to add is 2 tablespoons of a natural soy sauce or tamari sauce. And I've used the Bragg's all-purpose seasoning. I like this one because it doesn't have some of the extra preservatives that conventional soy sauces have. It's just water and soybeans, and there's no added wheat or gluten in it. So that's the one I use. I also have 2 tablespoons of orange juice. Now this is just a regular freshly squeezed orange juice that I have in my refrigerator, or you can use juice from a fresh orange as well. So 2 tablespoons of that. I've got 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. Of course, that's where the maple comes from in this recipe, and it's going to bake into a really nice sort of sticky glaze on the salmon. So in that goes. I also have about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. If you just had a regular yellow mustard, you could use that as well, or a grainy Dijon would be good too. So that's going to go in. And the mustard's really neat because it's going to act as an emulsifier and make the marinade really nice and thick. And then my ginger and garlic. I've got about a teaspoon, so about a clove or a big clove of grated garlic, and also about a teaspoon of grated fresh ginger. And I've just used my my rasp grater here, but you can also use a box grater. You could of course mince it with a knife too, but sometimes it's faster just to use the grater. So that's about a teaspoon of each. And if you didn't happen to have fresh ginger, you can substitute 1 teaspoon of a ground dried ginger as well. So I've got these in my bowl. I'm just going to stir it up. And you can see it's nice and thick. No, I hope you can see it. And now what I'm going to do is just sort of layer my salmon into the marinade. And just sort of push it down in the bowl there to make sure that it's almost completely covered by the marinade. So I'm going to cover this now with some plastic wrap or a lid. I'm going to put it in my refrigerator for at least 30 minutes or up to about 4 to 6 hours. So this is something that you could make in the afternoon as well and bake for dinner in the evening. So I'm going to go let it marinate, and then we'll come back and we'll bake it. Okay, I'm back, and my salmon has marinated for about 30 minutes. Now, if you didn't have time to marinate it for 30 minutes, that's fine too. The only thing that marinating does is, of course, lets those flavors sort of permeate the meat a little bit more. But I've used this recipe quite a few times where I haven't had the time to marinate it, and it is still quite tasty. So if you find yourself pressed for time and you only have a few minutes to marinate it, don't worry about it. So I'm just going to toss the wrap. And I have the oven preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is a nice hot oven, and that's going to help to sort of caramelize those maple sugars that are on the salmon and give us a really nice glaze, and also help us to cook the salmon even faster. So this is a tray that I've just lined with foil or parchment paper. It just makes cleanup easy and makes it easier to get these off the tray. And I'm just going to layer these side by side on the tray, and then I'll slip them in the oven. So I have the oven rack arranged to the upper middle position, and I'm going to bake them sort of on that top rack. So these go to the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. Or until the center sort of flakes apart nice and easily. You can also check with an instant read thermometer, and it should read about 145 degrees Fahrenheit when you take it out. That's when you know it's fully cooked. So I'm going to put these babies in the oven and I'll be right back. Okay, so the salmon's all done roasting. It's been in the oven for about 10 minutes and the house smells amazing. Let me show you what it looks like on the tray once we're all done cooking it. So you can see that the foil or parchment paper underneath for easy cleanup is a great idea. But the salmon's beautifully cooked. It's got a really nice sticky sweet ginger maple glaze on it. You'll also notice that one is already missing, and that's of course because the chef has to try it before she serves it to everybody else. If you were making this at home and you wanted to round out your healthy plate, you could serve it with a nice crisp green salad. Some beautiful fresh asparagus, either steamed or roasted, would be great this time of year. Some green beans, broccoli, and then you could also serve it with some quinoa, millet, brown rice, sort of all round out this beautiful healthy meal. So thank you very much for joining me. Stay tuned for next week's healthy cooking recipe as well. And if you're interested in learning more about my healthy cooking classes, you can register online at www.healthspan.ca, and you can also visit my website www.gentryWholeFoods.com for some healthy baking recipes and some more information. So thank you again very much for joining me, and I'm going to enjoy the salmon now. Cheers! It is good.